For those of you who understand what white supremacy looks like and what white supremacy does, you immediately know what's wrong with this picture. Imagine your child's history teacher showing up to work wearing that shirt. I've been calling out the Belleville School District in Belleville, New Jersey for a couple of weeks now for failing to hold accountable the 4 history teachers at Belleville High School for coming together to show up to work wearing Gulf of America t-shirts. And I want to thank the brave soul who was able to capture this image, especially for all of the people saying, there's no pictures, there's no proof, how do we know? Here you go. Here's the proof, here's the picture. It happened. Because you see, what stands out to me is this. For a history teacher to be so bold as to show up to work wearing that shirt, which makes a very bold and loud political statement. It communicates to me as a parent and a resident of this town that it is the culture and that it has been normalized to do things like this. And the saddest thing about all of this, of course, is the fact that there is no empathy for the students who had already expressed their fear, their anxiety, their uneasiness after the executive order that Trump issued regarding immigration. Students who didn't even show up to school, students who have been afraid, whether it be for themselves or their family members. There's no empathy there from these teachers. And what else is really sad is that if these history teachers actually knew what they were talking about, they would understand that historically, Gulf of America doesn't make any sense. The Gulf of Mexico was in existence centuries before America even existed. Number 2, it comes up against the United Nations Convention Law of the Sea, which clearly states that if a country wants to change the designation of a gulf or body of water around it, it has to be within 12 nautical miles of its jurisdiction. That is not the case with the United States. And that is why President Sheinbaum of Mexico is taking Google to court for being so stupid as to follow something. It's just completely illegal. And third of all, it's the fact that these teachers have been allowed to make a white supremacist statement in what should be a learning environment, what should be a safe space for students and staff of all backgrounds and all cultures. And that is not what is taking place. Let's be honest and understand what white supremacists do. White supremacists have no regard for facts. They have no regard for anybody else's culture or beliefs but their own. And it is the arrogance to believe that they can just come into a place and rename something because they feel that they can, because they think they have a claim or some kind of ownership with it, when they have nothing to do with its history, nothing to do with its establishment, none whatsoever. Let's understand what history has taught us about what white supremacy does, how it has affected and impacted so many countries and peoples for centuries. And how is it that a school district is allowing history teachers of all people to represent such a symbol of something that is so anti-history, something that is so anti-unity, something that doesn't even represent sound teaching? How is that even possible? Belleville School District, if you do not denounce the actions publicly of those history teachers, then you are communicating that you sanction the political statement made by those history teachers, and that you are also communicating a very divisive message to your parents, your students, and your staff. And you make it very clear where it is that you stand as to what America represents to you.